All right, we've got breaking news everywhere. Are you serious? So just stop everything and just relax and take a look at what's going on. Breaking news out of Syria, breaking news out of the Middle East, breaking news out of North Korea. Syria, of course, where's Assad? Now, supposedly he has sent a communication out, but we haven't seen him. There has been one picture released of supposedly he with his some of his political advisors, but no one knows how old this picture is. He has not made a public appearance nor stood before cameras live. What we do know is that the Arab League has replaced his seat with the opposition leaders. And now the opposition leaders, the rebels, if you will, have set up their new offices, their new Arab League offices in Qatar. So Syria rages at Qatar for giving opposition Arab League a seat. Israel's treating wounded Syrians who approach their border to help them. Jordan says it's too late for military intervention for Syria. It's just too late. It's over. Assad's regime is done. That's what King Abdullah II is saying. Russia's criticizing the Arab League over Syrian's seat at the summit. And Syrians' opposition, of course, has opened their first embassy in Qatar. So it's beginning. The UN's getting involved. The Arab League is here. Jordan says it's too late for Assad. Obama says Assad is done. The Arab League has replaced Assad. Russia is upset at the Arab League for just bailing on Assad. And there's still rumors Assad is dead, as well as his foreign minister. Now, we're waiting for confirmation or denial, of which nobody can get from the major news medias in America or the White House, the Obama administration, or the State Department, or the Pentagon. Nothing. Okay? So it leads you to believe that Obama's trip to Israel was more about securing Syria and getting the Muslim Brotherhood full surrounding of Israel than it was actually about a peace agreement between Israel and Palestine. Although, I'm not saying that wasn't part of it. John Kerry is still over in the Middle East, and that's still what he's working on. He's making his rounds from Jordan to Iraq to Afghanistan, back to, all around the region, working on the details, the backroom deals that are required if a 7-year peace and security agreement is to be done. I'm reading these headlines, catching them as they come across live, of course, with the Jerusalem Post. But the big news, get a cup of coffee, everybody. But also, big news out of North Korea. Jerusalem Post is saying that North Korea to cut channels with the South Koreans as war may break out. Reclusive North Korea is to cut the last channel of communications with the South because war could break out at any moment, and is said Wednesday, days after warning that the United States and South Korea of a nuclear attack. I want to thank Vince for getting this to me. I believe this is Cousin Vinny, actually. And also of New Jersey. But also I've heard from Troy, who's also got the same information to me. Also from Nick of New York and Michelle. They have another report. First of all, though, what Cousin Vinny has found is the move is the latest in a series of threats from North Korea in response to a new UN sanctions imposed after its third nuclear test back in February, and to the hostile military drills underway joining the United States and the South Koreans. Now, Troy got an article to me from the BBC that's reporting North Korea cuts military hotline with the South Koreans. North Korea says it is cutting a military hotline with South Korea amid the high tensions there in the Korean Peninsula. The hotline is used to facilitate the travel of South Korean workers to a joint industrial complex there in North Korea. North Korea has been angered by fresh UN sanctions from February 12, 2013, because of its nuclear tests that it did and the U.S. and South Korean military drills. But they've been doing these drills for year after year. These are annual drills. This isn't a reason. The real truth is Kim Jong-un is mad because the UN told him, don't test another nuke. And he said, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to fire 2 rockets over the head of Japan while I'm at it. And if you guys don't like it, I'll blow you up. Okay? I'm just going to blow you guys away. So, they tighten the sanctions. They're hurting him. He's upset. But he won't come down off his high horse and understand that he's an isolated nation. Or is he isolated? Isn't he the little brother of China, really? And Russia? And he's got a coalition being built with the evil empire of Ahmadinejad and the Ayatollah Ali Khamenei of Iran. So, I mean, and wasn't Hugo Chavez his best friend or one of his friends over there in Venezuela? I mean, so he's not as isolated as you people think. He's just not part of the free world community. But he is part of a community, an ugly, dark, destined domain of destruction of the poor people that live in these communist and dictatorship regimes. Something that America, you never want to be a part of or see happen here. Also, I want to thank Nick and Michelle. Back on Assad for a moment. Syria is no longer exists. This is a WorldNet Daily article that broke last night. Iran and Hezbollah have effectively taken over Syria. This is the reports, guiding the nation's military operations and functions of government as the Lebanese resistance groups' fighters have begun to flood into the Damascus area. Reveals a well-placed source in the Syrian capital. To make a long version really short, Syria no longer exists. The Arab League, as I just reported, has replaced them. Obama, Benjamin Netanyahu have washed their hands of them. And even Jordan's King Abdullah II said, military intervention's too late. It's over. But the Iranians and their Shiite Muslim eschatology of end-time theology has sent in their Iranian Revolutionary Guard, thousands of troops in the streets of Damascus, along with Hezbollah Muslim militants, the misguided messengers of Mecca, who go around with their madness and their meanness and the murder and the mayhem. And the streets of Damascus is certainly collapsing. Syria is no longer Syria no more. But it's a ruinous heap. It's a cloud of dust soon. It's a miserable battleground of the Middle East. Are you saved? So we have 2 major things happening at once. Both of these events, if you go to paulbegleyprophecy.com and go to the 12 prophecies that the Lord gave me for the year 2013, both of them are on the 12 list. Syria's regime of Assad will fall. That's one of them. And there will be unrest in the Middle East. That's another one. 2 of the 12 are happening very, very soon. And also, one of them is that the 7-year peace agreement, peace and security agreement, would be worked on this year, 2013, in earnest, very, very hard. But it may get signed, it may not. God's okay with letting it get signed now because of the season we're in, the end time season we're in. It can be signed if there's nothing holding it back except man himself, mankind himself. And if they can't pull it together this year, of course it could be next year, the year after. But the Lord showed me in New Year's Eve that this year of 2013, that the Obama administration would try very, very, very hard to make it happen with other world leaders. And that's certainly in play as Obama has been to Jerusalem, met with Hamas, with the Mahmoud Abbas of the Palestinians, and John Kerry's there right now. Give your life to Jesus Christ. Call upon the name of the Lord that you might be saved in Jesus' name.